Welcome to this week's newscast from Power Engineering International. I'm Tildy Bayar. In this week's headlines, Belgium boosts security at nuclear power plants, China halts new coal plant construction, global renewables investment hits a record high in 2015, and I Squared Capital buys Irish power firm Viridian. Belgium has further increased security at its nuclear power plants after it emerged that a guard at a plant was shot dead 2 days after last week's bomb attacks in Brussels. G4S, which employed the man, said there is no evidence that Didier Prospero's murder is linked to the attacks or presents any potential threat to the country's nuclear power plants. However, this week it has also emerged that 2 former employees of the Doel nuclear plant had joined the so-called Islamic State in Syria. One of these men is believed to have died fighting in Syria, but the other was convicted of terror-related offenses in Belgium in 2014 and released from prison last year, according to a researcher who tracks Belgium's jihadist networks. It is not known whether the men communicated information about their former workplace to other members of Islamic State. Investigators are now looking again at a sabotage incident in 2014, which involved an unknown individual walking into Doel's reactor number 4, turning a valve and draining 65,000 liters of oil used to lubricate the turbines. The ensuing friction nearly overheated the machinery, forcing a shutdown. The damage was so severe that the reactor was out of commission for 5 months. China is stopping the construction of new coal-fired power plants in 15 regions as it looks to tackle an overcapacity problem the country's energy regulator has announced. The National Energy Administration confirmed that regulators had halted the construction of coal-fired plants in regions where capacity was already in surplus, including 3 major coal-producing centers. A news report on the subject added that China would also stop approving new projects in as many as 13 provinces and regions until 2018. Environmental group Greenpeace said the new rules, if fully implemented, could involve up to 250 power projects totaling 170 gigawatts. The rapid expansion of China's coal-fired power capacity, together with a slowdown in demand growth, has saddled the sector with its lowest utilization rates since 1978. Growth in investment in renewables is at a scale not seen before, yet the technology still lags some way behind conventional power generation in terms of installations. 10% of the global mix is comprised of renewables, but, according to a report from the United Nations, investment in the sector is on an upward trajectory. Global investment in renewable energy hit a high of $286 billion in 2015, beating the previous record of $279 billion set in 2011. And in 2015, more new renewables capacity than fossil fuel generation came online for the first time. The report also showed that renewables investment in developing nations exceeded that of developed countries. Irish power company Viridian has been bought by U.S. infrastructure fund I Squared Capital for $1.1 billion. The deal opens the door to the UK market for the American company, which owns renewable energy assets in the US and India. Viridian is an integrated utility spanning both the Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland and owns gas-fired power stations and wind farms. I Squared said it will also consider buying power generation assets in the UK and has an additional €1 billion to spend on further deals. That's all for this week. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.